everyone. I'm Nix, and are you ready to ramble? Last week, the Goodyear factory closed, leaving 900 people without jobs in a province with the highest unemployment rate. Closing after 78 years of operation. On the 13th of June this year, on Engineering News, the Nelson Mandela Bay Business Chamber said it was deeply saddened at the proposed closure of the Goodyear tire plant. It says this highlights the massive pressure which tire manufacturers are under due to issues such as logistic challenges, aka Transnet, a lack of service delivery at municipal level, aka electricity, water, road infrastructure, inadequate maintenance of electricity, water and sanitation infrastructure, increased costs relating to safety and security, above inflation input costs for essential services such as electricity, as well as cheap tire imports which are flooding the market. This entire paragraph indicates that everything government is doing has brought Goodyear to a close. Think about this for a second, guys. We said to China, oh no, the USA tariffs, it's going to ruin our economy. Please, can we have a better trade deal? China's like, you know what? Here's a whole bunch of cheap tires. Goodyear says, what the actual? I'm paying my workers an above inflation wage increase. But tires coming in from China are cheaper than ever. What are we expecting Goodyear to do? So what the ANC, as well as trade unions, don't seem to understand is that business means manufacturers will realign their operations so that they build in those locations that are most competitive. A business does not answer to you, Cyril. A business does not answer to NUMSA. I exist because of NUMSA. No. A business exists for profit. They answer to their stakeholders. That's how business works. EFF, however, kind of surprised me. They made a statement on the 16th of August. I almost agree with them for a bit, and then it goes a little bit wonky at the end. This closure is not an isolated incident, but part of a broader collapse of what little industry remains in South Africa. Oh, Cyril and the ANC. As it stands, Murray and Roberts, a major South African construction company, in the process of liquidation. Over the past 2 years, we've witnessed the scaling down of major companies such as Continental's ContiTech and Aspen Pharmacare, as well as the ever-ongoing steel manufacturer, I can't pronounce their name, and that puts 3,500 workers at risk, which is including the other downstream industries, the transport companies, the security companies, all the suppliers who dealt with the steel manufacturer. The knock-on effect is massive. The closure of Goodyear is a reminder that South Africa's economy is stagnant and leaderless, with no clear program for industrialization, manufacturing, or job creation. I just want to drive home a point of NUMSA's role in unemployment and poverty, and how the lack of strategy from the ANC brings us to the situation we now find ourselves in. An article on Business Tech says that the latest business liquidation statistics from Stats SA shows that SA has seen another 130 businesses liquidated in June. That is 750 for just the first half of 2025. So on that trajectory, we're looking at 1,500 business closures. But that doesn't really matter, because taking all the detail into account, compulsory liquidations, so compulsory, in the first half of the year was up 7.4% from 2024. An interesting statistic I came across while doing a bit of research for this video is that South Africa is ranked 45th out of 50 countries in terms of the measure of favorability of the environment for entrepreneurship and new business creations. 45th out of 50 for the favorability of environments for entrepreneurship. And yet Cyril still doesn't have a plan. The plan is a national dialogue. Key findings from Global Entrepreneurship Monitor says that business discontinuance rate, including businesses sold or closed down, increased from 4.9 in 2019 to 13.9%. That's threefold. Funny though, only half of South Africans in entrepreneurship startup stage planned on using digital technology to sell their goods and services. It is the lowest rate among developing economies. I found that very interesting. The ease of access to technology, and especially with AI, very interesting. And I wonder the role of the informal market in this. Quick last point. South African entrepreneurs are not optimistic in the regard of job creation. 41.6% in 2021 anticipated creating no new jobs, almost double from 22.6% in 2019. While those anticipated creating between 1 or 5 new jobs declined from 46% to 27%. I wonder why, government. I wonder why. Maybe you should just put a new policy in place. A new policy would solve all of this. Create tariffs for imports. When we don't have the skills, the facilities, the electricity, the road infrastructure, the municipal, the sanitation, etc., 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 I could carry on for days. It really irks me that unions, other government institutions, the media, all of these people, except for public interest groups and a whole bunch of us YouTubers, are demanding accountability from the government. Okay, guys, to summarize my ramble for today, the reasons for Goodyear's closure has not once been mentioned on NUMSA's site or the interview, even in the engineering news article. But the reasons for closing is because of the environment they find themselves in. No electricity, no infrastructure, no sanitation, no roads, etc., etc. Anywho, that really is my ramble, guys. What do you think? I honestly believe unions are one of the reasons for the downfall of our economy. Let me know what you think. Drop me a comment, give me a like, subscribe if you haven't yet. And I, of course, want to give a huge shout out to all my current subscribers and everyone who's really liking and sharing my video. Love the support. It means the world to me. Have a great day. Over and out.